T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The following program is rated TVMA for language. We want everyone to be able to enjoy the program, but sometimes things happen, and we may say things that may be offensive to some or non-conducive to others. So in other words, shit happens. Oops.
Niggas coming.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome to another all-new episode of Blerds N The Hood. I'm your resident supervillain, MrJayWashington.
I'm the SwaggyBlerd, Winston A. Marshall. You good, my nigga? You don't come in with some energy, like.
I know. Normally I have it. I just, like I was telling you beforehand, I'm gonna have energy for the show. I'm gonna get through the show, but it's a very, very taxing week for me. We'll talk about it. I don't want to bring anybody's mood down. Thank you, everybody who's been rocking with us always, every single week. If you've been watching the show, whether you've been watching the replays, if you've joined on the Patreon, if you've signed up for the Instagram, everything, we appreciate all that. If you listen on Spotify, because I've been trying to upload all the old episodes, getting everybody caught up and everything. So trying to do all of those things. Thank you for all of that. Thank you for everybody who follows us individually. All those good things, man. So yeah, I'll just get it out. It's not even a nigga what you've been doing moment. So Comic-Con is this week. It started today, and I normally am down there every week. And this year I wasn't able to go, and I felt some type of way because I wasn't brought down, invited down, anything of the sorts. And I'm at a point now where I don't like to go where I don't feel invited or where I don't feel welcome. So when nothing brought me down, I just didn't want to be down there because it's like, we're like, oh, just go. And I'm like, well, how the hell am I gonna go? I ain't got a place to stay and all that. So it's just like
that. I don't know. I have been pretty honest that I still have never been to SDCC, which was its own thing. But I feel like the only thing that would have actively stopped one way or the other is more the idea of as mad expensive to do something last minute. So like if you hadn't already had plans to find somewhere to stay and all that.
It's just not having that at all. Like that, you always start early in the year and stuff like that to try to get that to happen, and you reach out to people, and doing a panel is cool, but it's like I want to, doing multiple panels and working and just having everything situated and just not having any of those things come through this year just really, really has me very down. I didn't think it was going to have that on top of other shit, but I digress. Let me get this started. Mr. Winston A. Marshall.
My nigga.
Nigga. A nigga moment.
Man.
Nigga. My nigga.
What you been doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I am doing a lot right now, in a good way. Like I've day job shit, handling all of that. Today specifically, I don't know if people know this, but the W has something that they do because they're a summer league. And they tend to lean in being more family friendly than other professional leagues as far as that goes. They do a kids day. Each team does a kids day during the season. So today was the Sparks game. And by that, I mean that the game is at noon, which obviously most of us have work. We can't go to games. Obviously, I know baseball with the infinite number of games that they have in a season have games in the middle of the day and all that kind of stuff. But I digress. What they do is they have these noon games, and at least for the Sparks, they offer, if not extremely like penny cheap tickets, they offer free tickets for summer camps, schools, things like that. So in this particular game, they opened up the 300 section of Staples, and it was summer camps, kids everywhere, man, just enjoying the game. And what made that experience incredibly unique was the fact that the DJ, knowing the audience that the DJ has, was out here playing, like, every time something happened, would play like all the memes, like the audio memes that you've heard from TikTok. So literally, this one doesn't make sense to me. Every time someone missed a free throw, the DJ would play. Oh, hold on, I forgot. We actually have it here. The DJ would play this shit over and over and over again. Which, what makes me laugh, for those of you that are more me and Jay's age, I'm sure you saw Chappelle's show, and I'm sure you remember what he was talking about when they had Get Low on the radio, and they're like, you can't say skeet skeet on the radio. It's like, why people don't know what it means yet, but once they figured out, they're gonna be like, my God, what have we done? Like, that's what it felt like. The fact that this DJ kept playing fuck over and over again, and all the kids together, fuck. And I'm like, do none of you hear this? Like, what the fuck is happening? But, good game. It was fun. I got a chance to hang out with a family friend and their kids, and I got to take them to the game, which was super cool. The main thing I would say, I'm not going to give any specifics, but I do have a family friend who's dealing with some pretty gnarly, like, health stuff that's going to have the family in the hospital for a minute. So I just ask on behalf of them, for those of you that pray, for those of you that have sort of connection to the universe, all that kind of stuff, whatever vibes you can send out, please send that in. It's a pretty terrifying situation right now. Again, for the sake of privacy, I'm not going to say more than that, but it is one of those things that we're going to have to, my family friends are going to be in the hospital for a minute. So I really appreciate any and all, love and support and just good vibes for them as they go through a pretty trying time right now. So all that being said, that's pretty much it for me. So I got to return the favor. MrJayWashington.
My nigga. Nigga.
A nigga moment.
Man. Nigga. My nigga. What you been doing?
It's just been, like I said, it's been a lot over the past 24 hours. I know there's probably a bunch of people that have clicked on the link in my bio and, like, clicked on the link on social media and, like, yo, why is Jay so somber? My car started acting up yesterday while I was on the freeway on my way to the show. All of a sudden it started sputtering, and it really just was like, oh my God, here we go. And here's the thing. Last year around this time, literally right before I was about to drive down to San Diego, I had a room then, and I was going to drive down. My car started sputtering. Took it to O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
Parts.
Thank you. There you go. Good timing. And they checked, and one of my ignition coils were out, so I had to replace it. And they were like, yeah, you should replace the other ones. I was like, hey, my nigga, listen, you only can get this one about me right now, because is this the only one I need? If I replace this, can I drive? Cool. So basically, I need to replace all the coils and all that stuff. So that was happening on top of not going anywhere. And I just don't have any real, like, plans. And so I just don't know what to do with myself right now. And people are like, yo, why don't you do this and do that? And I'm just, like, really sad. And I don't like being sad. I've been trying not to be sad. So, I've bought a bunch of random shit off Temu. So that's going to be a thing for about the next. Yep. Because that's how long we waited on shit. I ordered something that probably ain't coming to goddamn it October.
Hey, bro.
So, yeah, just doing all that and just trying to find things to do and trying to be happy, if you will. I try now to use the show more so as an extension to say how I feel about certain things, as opposed to crashing out on social media like I would have years ago. And here's something I thought about recently. You can come back if you want to, sir. This being single shit sometimes is for the birds.
Is this based off of what you were trying to tell me in the car yesterday?
I don't even remember what I was telling you in the car. Oh yeah, no. Yes and no. Yes and no. Right. That's kind of a part of it because it just made me think about stuff like that. And you get used to it being single and you're doing what you got to do and you're making the moves you got to make and you're handling your responsibilities. And the one thing I see people all put up all the time is, well, you get to save a lot of money and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. But it's just sometimes you just be like, this shit is for the bird. Did somebody just say find a stream and do your own commentary? No, absolutely not. Absolutely. That would make me more infuriated. I think
that's the thing. I can't tell if it would make you sad or if it pisses you off.
It
Probably both. You have this weird thing where you're able to hold a lot of there should be conflicting negative emotions, and yet somehow they synergize, nigga. They do a fusion dance like a Dragon Ball Z and make like instead of angry J and a sad J, it's a slay J. I don't fucking know, nigga. You like just
today, I did something today earlier after I took my car to the shop that I have never done, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I had my workout clothes on, and I was like, I'm not going to the gym. That's not the thing, okay? I went and put my headphones on and took about an hour walk all around my neighborhood.
Dude, that's great.
Yeah, I did that. I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
No, that's actually a good thing. Both one, we've talked about this. You need to not heavy lift every fucking day. Give your goddamn body a break. But two, there's a reason why the new phrase to tell people to unplug is to go touch grass. Nigga, go outside, get some sunshine, and some oxygen, even if it's smog filled, and just relax as best you can.
I get my sunshine every morning. What I do is I open my window and I stand in front of my balcony window, sometimes ass naked with the sun beaming down on me, saying, "Good morning, my neighbors." Now,
hey, yo, you're being called out right now, though. Bro, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm getting divorced and was looking forward to being single.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. Oh, Marlon, man, I'm so sorry to hear that, bro. I didn't realize that's what you were dealing with, bro.
We apologize for being that person. But, I'm not going to be down about it. Like I said, it was just a moment with the relationship shit. It was just a moment of a thought. Like, it wasn't one of those things where I was like, it wasn't one of those. It was just one of those. This shit gets beautiful for the birds sometimes. So yeah, so here's the thing. Let me just bring this up. I want to bring this up. I wasn't gonna bring most of them up, but this one is something I want to bring up. So I am working currently. I don't know if we can probably get a panel or something if I can submit to it for San Diego. Depends on his schedule. But I know I'm working on us being at BlerdCon next year, as well as us being at DreamCon. So if you guys want to contribute to help making that happen, because we're going to work on that and putting that together ASAP. So BlerdCon is like March. DreamCon is July-ish. So, going to work on making those things happen. So just doing that. But all in still, I will be fine. You know what? I don't appreciate this.
Go touch grass doesn't mean find a car and start lifting that mother.
Okay, I just want to say this real quick. This is something that happened to me yesterday. So I ended up going to do my show. Shout out to my brother Winston for giving me a ride back to the crib. That's perfect. I appreciate it. I did my show, and I was at the bar where the show was, and they had the mirrors that you could see, of course, because that's what mirrors do, make you see yourself. I don't know why I felt like I needed to explain that fucking thing. It's a moment. Bro, I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, hey, yo, who the fuck?
Yes. I'm not surprised you don't look in the mirror and go, oh my God, that man's trying to rob me, just because it's just a big nigga.
I saw myself in the mirror. I said, oh my God.
As a matter of fact, you're familiar that down in, I believe it's Argentina, there is a place called Big Nigga Burger, right?
Yeah, fuck Argentina. Just primarily.
Oh, I agree, and we'll get to that. And we're gonna do these Streamlabs real quick and then get into the stories. But like every time I see you now, I'm just like, God, fuck, nigga. It's like, why?
That's not comforting.
But I mean, in the sense of just like
that would explain. So that would explain like the look. Okay, so I did a show in Malibu on Sunday. Shout out to my homie Sean Leary and Scott Abara put together a great show. And I guess it was a bunch of people having brunches, and it was a bunch of badass chicks there. And so many women were just like, "Oh my God, you was so funny." And I got the shoulder chest rub thing, and I was like, all right, well, you know what? I can't drink all this wine because I'm here right now, just so. Because here's my thing. I feel like I'm at a point where I'm going to be the person be like, hey, we saw you at the bar, and I'm going to have to fuck somebody's wife while their husband watches. Now, am I opposed to...
What? Jesus Christ, bro.
Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. What is your dumb ass say it?
Stop it. Get some help.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. I'm gonna let you finish.
Minutes into the show. We're only 15 minutes into the show.
I understand. We're already pretty behind on getting started into the show, but I'm gonna let you finish. But here's the thing. It becomes real hard to feel bad for nigga be like, man, I'm so tired of being single. Being single is for the birds. This shit is hard. When you turn around and go, I guess I'm gonna fuck somebody's wife. Like, what are you fucking Tyrone, nigga? Like, that's like, do you hear yourself?
I would like to say for the record, I don't like the way you droopy sound me. I guess I'll fuck somebody's wife.
I'm sorry, this is sad, Jay. I'm tired of being single. I'm gonna fuck somebody's wife. Is that better?
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir.
Like, listen to yourself. Just for 30 seconds, bro. Listen to yourself.
Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. If you want to support the show, if you don't want to do Streamlabs, the Cash Apps and Venmos, our respective handles are down below. Please use that. We got a bunch of them that came in early.
Yeah, I got them right here. Here we go. Mild Mannered Comic Nerd comes up with 3 right away.
Also, I'm not breaking up marriages. I want to just clarify this because Winston made it like I'm trying to break up marriages. I am not. I'm talking about wives that are willingly
he's trying to be
I'm not trying to be shit.
He's trying to be the bull for the husband to be the cuck. I get it.
Sir, I'm not trying to be anything. But
can I get back to the Streamlabs, please?
Yes, you go ahead.
You could have started that.
Also, I didn't put that up just for the record. I didn't touch anything. My hands is here.
All right. Bob Mannered Comic Nerd comes up with 3 right away and says, I had to take an important call during the vote for Jay, but I believe in justice and I believe in trial and error. This trial with Jay is an error. Caitlyn isn't with us. I don't care how many Kobe protos she wears. When Angel Reese had people coming for her because she was a black woman, Caitlyn did and said nothing. To quote Paul Mooney, everyone wants to be a nigga, but nobody wants to be a nigga. No, mind you, Bob Mannered Comic Nerd put black. Appreciate it. I'm just reading the quote as it should be. Reading the quote as it should be because I don't want Mom to come up. I swear I didn't type it. I swear to God I didn't type it. Just wanted to make sure. It looks like Rachel does. Rachel will stand with us while Caitlyn will pretend to stand with us. Restart the count. Hashtag restart the count. Hashtag free J. Hashtag like my women like I like my milkshakes. Thick!
Also, would you like to inform the crowd, for those who may not have been here last week or may not understand?
Oh, well, Mom Mannered Comic Nerd is black. My nigga, why don't you just put nigga? I know, like, what?
No, we said, why don't you let people know about the reason why they say about the trial, what this trial is about?
So the trial specifically was Matt went to go see his snowflake queen, Caitlin Clark, at the Fever we're playing. And he was decked out in gear and was talking about her shoes, which are kind of ugly. And as that was all going on, Jay was ready to go in. And ultimately, I can't remember what set it off, but I was like, all right, we got to put this nigga on trial right now because like, relax. I feel like it's because I asked you to stop going in.
No, because I brought up Rachel Dolezal.
Oh, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. It was because you said that Rachel Dolezal should be able to wear kente cloth. You stupid
I didn't
bastard.
say that part. I didn't say she'd be able to wear kente cloth.
Yeah, you did. You actually did. That's why you were put on trial, because I was like, you can't be out here caping for this white woman saying she could wear kente cloth because she wanted us because of her OnlyFans, but you gonna slam Matt for all the white women he be lusting after?
No, because again, just for the record, I brought up a thick white woman. This nigga brought up cardboard. There is a
difference.
Fuck about all that right now. That bitch Caitlin Clark look like a thumb or a stretched out pinky toe. But I gotta be held. You know what? Sorry, that was the trial.
All of oh God, they're gonna find us now. You calling her a pinky toe nigga? Jesus Christ. Either way, the trial that ended up happening was
she looked like a Fraggle, bro. Caitlin, she looks like a Fraggle with gym shoes on.
Ultimately the trial was about Jay saying that Rachel Dolezal could wear kente cloth because of she's a thick white girl and OnlyFans pretend to be black. And so we were like, can Jay continue to be going at Matt about all these white women?
Yes.
He out here giving a pass to Rachel Dolezal.
Dwayne, our producers, recalled in the chat. He says he didn't say should. He said he would let her while he smashed. There was the only caveat is while I'm smashing. Again, you made it seem like I was.
That actually sounds much worse.
No, it doesn't. This is for the revolution.
Yes, it does. Because then you are actively giving her this delusional fantasy of hers, where while she's getting black dick, you put her in a black garment and you say, yes, my black queen. That's essentially what you said, bro. Good morning, queen. like, do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself?
Caitlin Clark looks like Screech from Saved by the Bell.
The point is, Mild Mannered Comic Nerd said he would have voted to see you be acquitted. It doesn't matter because 21 other people voted for you to be sent to The Hague. So it doesn't matter. Thank you very much, Mild Mannered Comic Nerd. We appreciate the Streamlab. Then we have Fred Tastic coming in and says, the Blerds, got to show my support. Excellent Doomsday trailer with plenty of questions to be discovered. I have a different opinion about Cap catching Mjolnir. I think it's a switch from the Russos and it's someone else standing there. I think that it's a variant Loki catching the hammer because I don't think Thor would be in such disbelief if it was Steve like he would if he saw his brother alive after having his neck stabbed by Thanos. It's fun speculating about Marvel again. That's actually a really fucking good.
Mjolnir's not coming regardless of if Loki. I think Mjolnir, even though if he looks like Steve, Mjolnir's not coming to him. You got to remember that. The hammer knows who it's going with.
Which the whole thing with the hammer as a whole is the idea of being worthy. I'm saying the Loki we have now seen in the show Loki, in my opinion, might be worthy. We don't know yet. We haven't seen him try.
Yes, but again, that would be. I get where you're going, but just to all of a sudden show up, be Steve, do this, and the hammer comes. That's crazy. That's just saying the hammer would go to any shapeshifter.
But I don't even necessarily think it's that. I understand what Fred Tastic is implying is that as the Russos in the past have actively, when we're looking at the Infinity War trailer, you see Hulk running with the crew to go and attack Thanos' army. But in actuality, it's not Hulk when we get to the movie. It was Banner in the Hulkbuster, and they did that to throw us off. I could see a world where what he is implying in that particular regard is that it's actually Loki that's standing there. You just put Steve in to be able to throw us off the scent.
You got to think about this. The last that Thor saw of Steve was young Steve coming back as old Steve, who went and had a life. So to see young Steve who can still summon the hammer, that's why he like, I'm sorry, what? That's what that look is. Because
I mean, I stand by this. I'm 99% sure that's actually Hydra Cap that did that. Because Hydra Cap has also been worthy of wielding Mjolnir before. I am pretty positive based off of the hair that he has at the particular time versus the hairstyle and the facial hair we saw in the teaser trailer and everything else. I'm pretty positive. My theory is that is Hydra Cap. And that is just a means to get in and be able to kind of play them based off of Doom's plan and everything else. But I don't hate this idea of it potentially being Loki. But I mean, I don't know. Where are you at?
I think that is a very low-key, like you said, blah, blah, blah. I think we can go right into our first story with that being said. The Avengers Doomsday trailer dropped this past Monday unexpectedly. It dropped out of no. What are you doing?
It wasn't unexpected. It was announced that it was dropping because they were doing.
No, they said they were dropping it at Comic-Con.
They said they were dropping it at ticket sales. I can pull the article if you want to see it, but it wasn't unexpected. That's why he was freaking out. It doesn't matter. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Never mind. I'm not right now. Go ahead. I'm trying not to say anything. I was told not to say anything for a month, so I'm trying to hold to that.
He's trying to hold it. He's trying to hold it in. Oh, okay. I'll do it. That's fine. So
I got it. No, I got it. I just had my moment. Listen, so the trailer dropped Monday, and what we saw were a lot of different blendings of both, yes, your Avengers versus X-Men in a sense, a lot of different things, but Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom, actually seeing Doom is what I really cared for. But also, I'd like to say we were privy to a lot of action scenes there. I want to make sure we understand that there were a lot of action scenes in this movie. In this trailer, you a petty bitch, bro. I'm not. Like, we see that the Atlanteans and the Wakandans still got that bitch. When I see you, it's all beef. It don't matter what we saw, Wakanda forever. We saw the fight with Shang-Chi and Gambit, which also lends me to believe that the Deadpool and Wolverine Gambit we saw was meant to be the joke. Was meant to be this playful, oh, this is what it would have looked like. Remember, who's your dialect coach? The Minions, et cetera, et cetera. But once we saw him fighting, it's like, no, this is the dude. This is Remy LeBeau. Also, Rebecca Romijn returned as Mystique. And I would like to say something for the non-comic book fans who were like, oh, that's Mystique? That is what you like to call comic book accurate Mystique. I understand that for the past 5 to 6 movies that have had Mystique in it, you were so used to being able to say, I'm a beat off to the blue chick. And now you see what she actually looks like, and you're like, no, I shouldn't beat off to that. Yes, you should, because it's still Rebecca Romijn. But the fact remains,
perfection.
That is,
perfection.
Perfection, okay? You can still strokey dokey. Now, I don't know why I did it this way.
you just Trump dancing now, nigga. Strokey dokey. That's what you're doing. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
But to be upset that they made her comic book accurate again, what did you expect when the MCU had full control of the X-Men? I absolutely believe we were going to get comic book accuracy. The closest we got to comic book accuracy with the X-Men was in the end of X-Men Dark Trash. You remember that movie. No one else does. Go ahead.
Oh, you mean Dark Phoenix? I was like
Dark Trash.
Well, but you said X-Men Dark Trash. I was like, was that? I'm trying to figure out which one he was referring to.
Ivan Ooze is if I was talking about the other one. The one before.
No, I got the reference. That's why I did. That's why I gave you one of these. I didn't give you a I gave you a Like you. Right,
you didn't give me a.
Are you using your eyes today? That's my question. I feel like you sowing your feelings. You like if you literally read my face, nigga. Like, what are we doing? Like.
It's okay. Anyways. I like the part. One of the best things about this trailer to me is towards the end where you got Thor, who basically is like, "Hey, I don't know who the fuck none of y'all is, and I'd have been through shit with the real ones. You bitches ain't them, okay?" Like he look at Bucky like, "Hey, bro, I know you was kind of with your boy, but you ain't him. Sam, same thing applies to you. The rest of you motherfuckers, they look like, I don't know." So, and then that's when you hit the Steve arrival. Like, oh, shit. So, all that just talking and going around. Give me your thoughts.
I did a trailer reaction and I talked about it on Spill the Tequila. I mean, my main thoughts stand behind the Dragon Ball Z reference that they went with was fucking awesome. So shout out to the Russos. I mean, they've always been nerds. So, but like, shout out to them for doing that and using it as a means to quickly power scale. Like that was the whole reason that back in Dragon Ball Z, Trunks comes, chops up fucking Mecha Frieza real fast. And then when Goku shows up being like, yo, you're Super Saiyan, right? Go Super Saiyan. I want to see how strong you actually are. And Goku uses one finger to block Trunks' sword over and over and over again. It instantly lets you know, oh shit, okay, this kid is for real, but Goku is still that dude. This did the same thing. Thor did this same move and was able to connect with Thanos. And the only reason that wasn't a death blow is just because Thanos had enough strength to still snap his fingers. If he had taken his head off, he wouldn't have had time to do that. But it was a strong enough attack to kill Thanos. Doom blocks that shit with 2 fingers and doesn't flinch, like, at all. Which quickly lets you know that this motherfucker is not fucking around.
The fuck?
Literally just boop.
Like,
that's it.
The fuck is this?
And that's what I'm saying is I think that to me is why when people were like, this is a stupid trailer that did nothing. Nothing ever happened in this trailer. People stood around and said, I don't know you. Do I know you? I don't know you, which is exactly like every other trailer we saw for Infinity War and Endgame. But then you also needed a moment that was like, oh shit, this is a threat. That is your threat. Thor, arguably the strongest available Avenger that we see on screen, because we didn't see Captain Marvel, we didn't see Sentry, we didn't really see Hulk. So if those are your big 4 are the 3 of them and Thor. So Thor is your main guy right now, and one of his strongest attacks gets blocked without anything. That is a lot of action, and that is good narrative telling in a trailer that is not giving away the fucking movie. So,
that's another thing, and I think I'm glad. That's why I was pulling back a lot of different things I was saying, because I figured you would say a lot of them, and you did. We're in this really messed up day and age where people tend to want everything revealed in the trailer, and especially with this film, because the potentiality of so many people being so many characters across all of Marvel, not the MCU, Marvel. And the thing is, like you said, there's this thing called surprises. There was a social media post that I talked about where the person said, I feel a certain way seeing Channing Tatum's Gambit on his poster and not Halle Berry's Storm. Here's the thing. Halle Berry has not been announced for this film. She has actively said, I'm not in it.
I'll put it to you this way. I think where that comes in particular, though, I'm curious because you told me this was somebody you saw on Threads, right? Do you know them?
Yes.
So then my question is, are they somebody that is like kind of jacked into this? They're in the nerd community or they're big into films and stuff like that? Then that is a really bad take. I would give that if this was some random person that didn't know, that doesn't really follow this, because then the argument would be, well, they didn't see the 50 chairs thing that went down a year ago. You know what I'm saying? So a casual wouldn't have known that. But if there's somebody that's in this, it's been made very clear that Halle Berry so far has denied being in the movie completely. So why would they turn around if that is supposed to be a surprise that she does show up, or she's not in it at all, as she said? Why would they put her on the poster if she's not in the movie? It doesn't make sense.
Well, technically, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are not in this. From what all accounts, they're only going to show back up in Secret Wars, by all accounts. Tom Holland, we don't know what happens post Brand New Day. Neither do we know what Bruce Banner. You get what I'm saying? So many of these people we're expecting, you don't see, because there are other things to be laid, the groundwork to be laid out. Let the story be told. I also, my biggest thing, and I'm kind of glad we're talking about this, is I'm getting really sick and tired of this engagement bait farming.
What you mean?
Where so many people are like, this trailer did nothing for me. Some of y'all may say that and you just have no sense of what is good or whatever. But people, this thing is not good. This thing is just not going to be good. I just know it's not going to be good. So a potential film that doesn't drop for another 4 or 5 months isn't going to be good because of a 2-minute trailer. Get the fuck out of here.
The only thing that I would give people if they wanted to try and have an argument of like they think it's going to be bad, but I still think you should check yourself a little bit. If you wanted to go with the argument, look, man, since Endgame, I have felt that the MCU has been very hot and cold. There have been some stuff that I rocked with, but there's been a lot of like failures in my book. I don't have faith in them anymore. If that's the argument you were making, I would give that. But people are like, man, I saw that trailer. That shit gonna be trash. What? It legit falls in the same category of these other trailers we've talked about from previous massive successful Avengers films.
But also, to add on to what you just said, the problem has been, and I've said this for years now, because 4 and 5 have been a couple of years now, no one allowed the universe to reset to a new saga. Everybody thought, a lot of people acted as after Endgame, it was supposed to be on that same high level and would not let a new story ramp up. Am I taking away that there may have been some faults and falters and flops or whatever? No. But for the overall, people would not let this fucking universe do this again. We spent 10 years ramping up, got to Thanos, we were great. Then when Thanos was done, it was time to start anew. But everybody kept acting like, oh, it had to come out the gate swinging like Endgame. You're not going to be able to maintain that. You're just not. There is not a movie studio in the world that is going to maintain that when you're building a universe of that magnitude. There's not one. All these giant IP franchises we see, yes, it's only one film every so often. But when you're talking about the MCU, even going into now the DCU, you've got multiple projects and you're ramping stories up. You have to let them build. People don't want to let them cook. Everybody acting like, no, it's got to be this right here, right now. And that's been a big issue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I would say, I mean, we've kind of covered most of it with Avengers, more or less. I think we'll ultimately see where it goes. I think this movie, based on the fact that, like, because we didn't even really talk about this, which it looks like, I don't know, I had put that in there. Maybe somebody deleted it back out, but it only I had listed that it only released tickets for 1,000 screens so far.
Oh, I didn't even see that in there.
And it's already made $16.5 million just in those pre-sale tickets, because they weren't doing it in every single format yet. It's just in what they're kind of defining as the Infinity Vision stuff before they actually go to the wide. So the fact that those pre-sale tickets and before you've gotten all of the times that are going to happen, it's already made 16.5 million is crazy.
Also, another thing is Christopher Nolan's Dune drops the same weekend. If Nolan does what he's doing now, he
Not
may
Christopher
already
Nolan,
have
Denis Villeneuve.
I'm sorry, Villeneuve.
You good.
But if Dune does what Nolan is doing with the Odyssey, then he may have claims to the IMAX theaters. So
he does have the claim to the IMAX theaters right now. Denis does.
So you get what I'm saying? So if he has the claim to the IMAX theaters, this is why it's not going to be a widespread ticket release.
Not yet. Not until like more stuff plays out. But yeah, they're probably not getting IMAX. So that's why they invented the Infinity Vision bullshit. They were like, if it's a premium thing, we'll deem it Infinity Vision and give it a stamp of approval because they're not going to get IMAX. Some of this other stuff we can kind of go through pretty quickly since we spent most of our time on Avengers. I haven't seen it yet. The Clayface trailer dropped.
Oh my God, bro.
Is it good?
It is a pure horror movie the way it should be.
Great. I love hearing that, man. I'm as soon as the show is over, I'm going to go turn and watch it. But I just, since I was out all day, I should have done it while we were prepping the show, but my brain just didn't even think about it. But that is the movie that I was saying that I'm up there with being like pretty damn excited about and feeling like this is going to be one of those things that, like, it's not going to change the face of the DCU, but it is going to get people to shut the fuck up and go, okay, wait, okay, let's just see what other stuff they got on deck, man.
Well, again, I think that all these different projects were already set and in motion before James Gunn took the reins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just establish that out the gate. But the fact that it was like, yo, Clayface is going to be a horror movie in its full horror glory, and the trailer told you all of that. I'm excited for it. But let's move on. Another story that happened. I don't know if you guys heard. So there was a God of War. There's a God of War TV show coming out, but unfortunately, I know I saw it. I saw what you put up, but we'll get to it. Unfortunately, it will now be recast as the lead actor Ryan Hurst injured himself last June performing a stunt on set. Now, the thing was he tore his bicep and had to have surgery. Again, production has been halted for over a year, and it has finally come to the point where now
are we
Amazon,
sure? It's been on hold for a year?
Damn near a year.
I was under the impression when they said last June and that they meant like last month.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Wait. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He just tore his bicep a couple weeks ago, and they've been on hold for about a month, and they can't wait another.
I read it wrong too fast. Yeah, so it's been not on hold for a year. Excuse me, a couple months, but because of the recovery process, that's what I meant by the year. My brain was processed too fast. Excuse me. The recovery process of a torn bicep is up to a year with full range of motion, everything. Normal is like 4 to 6 months, but to ensure you can do all physicality, everything you need to do, if you're not a normal physical actor or performer, it is about a year. So they've decided to move on. Of course, his health and recovery is a priority to them, but you got all this money on the line.
Yeah.
You got all this money on the line. And so you have to...
Yeah, holding the sets, you can't hold the actors. Not only because they have other things that they're contractually obligated to do, but think about the fact that you're doing the story, the newer story of God of War, meaning that he's got his son. The kid is going to age out. If you wait even a year, you don't we can't look at a child and go, oh, they're going to hit puberty at this fucking time.
Stranger Things.
You wait too long, you literally end up with a 45-year-old 11 trying to pretend like she's 19. So, we
all looked at that last season that is a grown ass woman. That's a
grown woman. That's a grown woman, bro. And then finally, the last little thing to just kind of go over, man. Obviously, Christopher Nolan's Odyssey had a massive opening weekend. 125 million domestically, 265 globally, and you even had people like Ben Shapiro having to kind of eat his words and be like, "It's an epic movie. It's an epic movie. It was very good. It was a very good movie. Everybody should see the movie." They're all of a sudden backtracking just because
the whole he didn't cast any Greeks, nigga. He didn't cast a real Cyclops either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He called it a masterpiece. Excuse me. He called it a masterpiece. But yeah, no, I mean, that was funny is that they wanted to be mad about Elliot and they wanted to be mad about Lupita, but nobody's calling out the fact that Matt Damon is one of the most Irish looking people on the planet. And he was playing Odysseus. So if you really cared about someone being Greek, why wasn't that your first complaint? The main character is not following anything, but we know the reason why.
We know the
reason, but it's just not lost on me that how absurd the kind of selective outrage is always. And now they're trying, I'm sure you've heard they've been trying to be like, well, they actually have been inflating the audience scores on the Rotten Tomato shit. No, what they did was they actively have a system to get rid of bots and everything else like that. So unless you are certified as somebody on their site, it will not go through. That is what they did. But anyway, I digress. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. If you would like to support the show, get a question or comment in. You can also use the CashApp or Venmo, as you see in the description down there. None have come in right now. However, I do want to give a shout out to Devin122SMH and Chris and Callie, all new subscribers to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep it pushing on to our next story. ESPN has delivered massive layoffs, not just ESPN, Disney as a whole. But starting with ESPN, Ryan Clark, Bart Scott, Tom Pellisario, and Cam Newton are among some of the names being laid off, with Cam being laid off mid-broadcast. Ryan Clark being laid off mid-broadcast of NFL Live. It's been clarified by Disney that Clark's layoff was leaked to The Atlantic mid-show, so instead of finding out via social media, execs told Clark during the commercial break he did not stay for the final 10 to 15 minutes of NFL Live. These layoffs are the first since ESPN finalized its acquisition of the NFL Network in January Most of the dismissals were expected to take place at NFL Network with a large contingent behind the scenes. ESPN has spent the last 6 months trying to figure out how to make their Bristol and New York coordinate with NFL Network's LA operation. ESPN's parent company, Disney, has also laid off employees of Pixar and National Geographic. This comes after 2 rounds of layoffs for Disney, both in January and April, totaling now to this year well over 1,200 to 1,300 lost jobs. Some other names: Andreas Hale, a boxing, MMA, and wrestling reporter. Dan
I was sad when I saw that.
Huh?
When Andreas is the homie, and when I saw him post that, I was like, "Fuck." Yeah,
that's fucked, man. I'm sorry to hear that you knew him. I didn't know that. Dana Ducky, staff writer for ESPN, they both announced on social media they've been let go. And a lot of fans have been pointing to the fact that the talent such as Stephen A. Smith, who makes $21 million annually, and Pat McAfee, who he makes his new contract is $60 million annually for the show. That is not his personal take. The way that his show works is it's a partnership with ESPN and Disney. So he produces his show the way he always has, and they pay him for it. So previously he was making, I believe, $30 million for a show. Huh?
So it shows an infomercial.
Technically, yes.
It's an infomercial. It's literally the way Byron Allen does all of his programming.
Technically, yes. I didn't realize that was. I thought infomercials were specifically about like imparting information, but if that's what you're saying, then yes,
infomercials are done.
But either the way that I think about it in my mind is the idea of like this is a distro deal. Like, because they're still posting on their own shit, and this is a distro deal through Disney and ESPN, but they're now getting $60 million anyway. So a lot of people are blaming them for a lot of these cuts, man. So, like, where do you stand on how a lot of this was handled? The money, like, where's your mind at, bro?
The Ryan Clark being fired, basically laid off while on the show, is probably the most absurd one. That's the equivalent of somebody being told at your job, "Oh man, I'm gonna let them work the whole shift and fire them when they're done with their shift." You know what I'm saying? It's literally
the thing. I guess the part about it, like, because I was furious when I heard they did that to him. This kind of I think it feels, it sounds weird, but knowing now what was going on, I would say that's a little better than him literally being on the show NFL Live and like Adam Schefter's over here like looking at a hot tip. The Atlantic says Ryan Clark is fired. Nigga, you done? Like,
bro.
I would rather not be mid-show and someone goes, breaking news. Ryan Clark ain't on this shit no more.
Let me tell you something.
If you interrupt the show, hey man, we just got a social media tweet that says you fired. Hey bro, check your Twitter. You just lost your.
Hey, this just in, nigga, get the fuck out. Like, it's just like, there's a small part of me knowing that is what was behind it. Now, if it had been just, we're going to fire him mid-show, I would have drop kicked somebody in the throat. But knowing that it was because they were trying to not let this, because over at Fox, that is what happened. You had a scenario where all of those people found out from social media. Nobody called them. They just found out from that shit. Kind of like what happened with our homies at Collider, bro. They didn't get no call.
I was one of them. Nigga, January 1st, 2020, everybody looking at a goddamn, looking at an article, finding out I ain't got no job no more. What?
Yeah. And so like they were attempting to stop that. And Lord knows there's been a lot of companies that have been doing that shit recently where it's just making it to social media or making it to the news before you hear it from the company itself. So I just think the part of it that's just kind of gross to me. I know Disney backed out of the OpenAI deal that they were in, but the CEO had said a little while ago about how we're trying to like more tech and streamline, and all these companies are saying the same shit. They're all, we were fed all this shit about like how AI was going to just help make life better and just make jobs easier. What it's actually done, which is what I've been screaming from the get-go, is all it's really doing is allowing these companies an opportunity to fuck people over.
Okay, let me say something real quick. A lot of people keep bringing up in the comments and everything, they fired him because it was about to leak. We get that part. You have to understand the both absurdity and hilarity of this man being on air and it leaked. And now people on social media, while they checking for news stories to break, going, hey, I know you're talking, bro, but I'm going to send you a tweet real quick. I need you to open your DMs while you talking on air. Just so you're like, hey, man, what is he talking about? Ryan Carter, the fuck, like just lie, because I think people got to understand what that means. But also, to your point, a lot of these companies, it seems, over the past several years, have bitten off more than they can chew. It seems like a lot of them have tried to acquire too much and do too much, and it's biting them in the ass. Because at one point, they all believed they had this revenue coming in, and when you start making layoffs, that means your revenue ain't coming in like you thought it was. That's the first thing, right?
I mean, a lot of this, though, like you said, those we mentioned, it's all this merger bullshit. They continue to do these fucking mergers. So, like, again, by absorbing NFL Network, you had to find a way to carve shit out. That's part of the reason why people have said multiple times with Paramount trying to do this shit. When Skydance got Paramount, they did a whole bunch of fucking layoffs. And the minute that they finish with the Warner Brothers thing, if they get past all these court cases, there's going to be a shit ton more layoffs. Like, that's what it is. You those companies coming together does not mean you keep all those jobs.
I don't know why they try to push that off as the narrative, that to make it right thing. No. When we acquire this big ass company and absorb it into this other big ass company, it's going to be more jobs for everyone. Like, that's not how absorption works.
That's not how it works. On top of the fact, think of it this way. You might need a few pieces, but you don't need two heads of HR. So then literally, if you're going to do that, you're going to keep one of them and someone's going to go. You don't need two heads of marketing. You need one. There's maybe some other jobs to fill, but you have the team. Like, that's the thing. There is not room to do that when you are pushing two companies together.
But they don't, again, people don't get that. But I also understand that every company does this, right? Whether it's an acquisition, a merger, no matter what, every company will streamline at a point. Every single company will, right? It is unfortunate. It is extreme, especially the people who lose their jobs, who are dependent upon these jobs and don't have themselves in a position where they can easily acquire another job.
No, I agree. And the fucked up part, I think specifically, I was watching, I can't remember which sports show, but they were speaking on the firings. And the effed up part is, especially for an NFL analyst like Ryan Clark and Cam Newton, we're going into the preseason in like a week and a half. And that means all of the positions for analysts on Sunday Night Football, CBS Sports, like all those positions are filled because they are ready for the new season. So in doing it now, and not if you were even inkling this, you should have done this like weeks ago. So bare minimum, they could try to find a new gig.
You know, I was seeing a lot of things. People were talking like this is something I also have a problem with. A lot. I got to make sure I word this correctly for people don't take it in an absurd way and make it a thing. A lot of black people on social media was going, see, this is why BET need to start a news network. This is why all these people need to start their own thing and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you don't understand the money and all the things it requires to start something like that, let alone you won't have the support. As much as people want to say, oh, we should start our own black sports network. Okay, fine, cool. So is every black person and non-black person, because we're only 13% of the population. So is every black person and non-black person.
The black dollar is clearly powerful. Look at the Target boycotts and everything else like that. But you would literally need to get everybody on board, because do you remember, it's been almost a decade. Do you remember the big push that happened where people were trying to get black folk to buy more into HBCUs as far as football? So instead of going to Alabama where things were going, there was a big push to be like, we should get our premier athletes to go to these HBCUs.
Yeah.
So then there would be more viewership and things like that. And there was a level of that by having Prime, because Jackson State is an HBCU, isn't it?
Right.
So having Prime go there and how that did bring eyes, but you need more than one Hall of Fame player turned coach to be able to do that. You need in mass. You need then all of the 5-star recruits to go, yeah, right. I'm going to go to Howard. Yeah, I'm going to go to Morehouse. Like, so that's the thing. I'm not anti us having our own or anything else like that, but you would need to get all black people to be on board, because hell.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's clear real quick that I'm not anti us doing our own thing.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But also it's the similar conversation of trying to get a third party in the political sphere here in the US. Is it something that could happen? Yeah, but there is a lot more to it than just saying we're going to do the thing. And there needs to be a buildup and a focus on that and people actually buying in. That is where what I was going to say, I think about, for example, how you had Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, how you had Black Lightning, how you had a lot of these shows with black superheroes that they maybe started off watching, but they did not follow through with shows that were actually quality. They would, like, the quality in these shows did not drop off, but they were not sticking around. And when you don't do that, money talks. So that's the other thing. If we were going to start a black sports network, black people got to buy in. You know what I'm saying?
And to your point, when you bring up like a Black Lightning, you had people, like you said, people weren't watching it when it was airing initially. But once it hits Netflix, now you want to watch it. And it's like, no, I get what you're saying. You get people, we need the initial numbers.
Yeah.
We need those initial out the gate. So that support even goes to, if you do say all these black athletes, artists, and whatever try to create their own thing, that it can flourish.
Yeah. Well, real quick, one of the things I wanted to talk about, kind of inside this ESPN firing thing before we move on. For those that know, Jemele Hill is a well-known podcaster, sports journalist, overall journalist, period. Like, she's fantastic. She used to work for ESPN. So these firings happened, and you ended up with this dude, as Ryan Clark was saying, I'm sending love and prayers to those that were layoffs at ESPN. This dude goes, "Karma's a bitch, Ryan. ESPN finally made the right choice in removing a loudmouth racist off that shit network. Look in the mirror and maybe stop hating white people for a day. You learned absolutely nothing, blaming police for the killing of Kyron Lacey and thinking Charlie Clerk deserved to be murdered. Jemele Hill and Shanae Akumake, is who they're referring to, should be next." So Jemele, who is funny as shit, goes, "Man, I really hope ESPN lays me off. It'd be tough, but I'll manage. In fact, let me just submit my resignation to make it easier on them. No need to draw this out."
I love the context. I love the context.
At the bottom, she's being sarcastic because the community note, Jemele Hill hasn't worked for ESPN since 2018. She's been gone for a minute. Well, Jemele follows up and goes, "Well, today's media environment in a nutshell, the original poster, if it's even a real person, didn't know I haven't worked at ESPN since 2018. I clearly respond with sarcasm. The tweet gets millions of views and the comments are completely overrun with bots. And now there are several AI-generated aggregated websites, quote unquote, reporting that I resigned from ESPN on Twitter yesterday. This is why telling people to Google information doesn't work." That was 1,000% our society in a nutshell. And I'm not surprised that the world is going to hell in a handbasket, bro.
Jesus, that is the epitome of media literacy is dead.
1,000%. 1,000%.
You sat there and said, "I hope she gets fired. This woman ain't worked for this company in 8 years."
Longer. Eight. No, that's right. That was good math. Bad math on me. That was good math.
Wait, no.
No, it's fine. It's technically 7. It's technically 7 and 2 and 10 months.
No, you don't get to do this. You don't get to do this.
Let me tell you something. All right. Let me
That
tell you something.
was bad math on my part.
You don't get to do this. You don't get to go, "Well, I mean, it's not fully 8 on the head, okay?"
No. That's the only way that I can recover. But I am admitting fault here. That's totally fine. Let's just move on. The World Cup is over. It's officially done. Spain defeated Argentina 1-0 in the final. And probably the coolest thing about it, bro, it broke a viewership record total. If I remember correctly, I believe it said that it was roughly 1 billion people around the world were watching.
That tracks.
It was pretty crazy. So let's see here. The opening match between Mexico and South Africa on June 11th drew 13.4 million viewers from Telemundo and Peacock Spanish language telecast, and 7.19 million for Fox's English language presentation. Both were all-time highs in the U.S. for the opening game of a World Cup. Blah, blah, blah. Where is it? I'm just trying to jump ahead. Well, this was obliterated. At least in the United States, you ended up with 62.8 million viewers there, but you ended up with 1 billion with a B around the motherfucking world, bro, watching this final.
They said FIFA's YouTube numbers were like 4 billion what are we talking? FIFA's YouTube numbers was damn near the equivalent of one per person on the planet.
So fucking
damn
crazy,
near.
Dude.
And it's like, but it shows you how this is in fact the number one global sport.
It's the number one sport in the world. It's not even close.
It's not even close.
I think there is an interesting debate to be had of like, what would the U.S. team genuinely look at, like if the best athletes in America did put their time and energy into playing soccer instead of, our football or basketball or whatever else. It would be very interesting to see. But just to hear those numbers. Now, I will say there was one impression we did leave on the World Cup, man. FIFA had its very first ever halftime show. You had the likes of Madonna, BTS, Shakira, Justin Bieber, Ted Lasso cameo, Jason Sudeikis, who don't know, Burner Boy, the New York Philharmonic's Gustavo Dudamel, and the Muppets all playing in that, bro.
Hey,
and
bro,
honestly,
when the Muppets came, look, I was already popped for Madonna. Okay,
Yeah.
I saw Madonna. I was like, Grandma, I get it. And then
I don't know, man. She was the only one not actually singing in that motherfucker.
Listen, Madonna is 83 years old. Madonna can give you some moves, but she can't give you moves and singing at the same time, brother. You got to pick one or the other with Madonna. But when I saw Animal on the drums, I lost it.
Yeah.
I lost it. When I saw the Muppets band, I was like, that's what we were looking for. I just, the fact that because the senior producer for the halftime show had gone public and in like an interview and said this was going to be one of the best halftime shows ever. And people were like, well, we just know of Bieber. We know of Shakira. And I forgot who the other one we knew of. I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yo, wait. Finish your thought. I just had a fucking genius thought. Holy shit. Finish your thought, and then I have something that just came to me. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like we knew of the ones, but the surprises and the nonstop energy around it, and the fact that FIFA made sure the United States was a laughing stock of this thing. And here's why. There were so many moments where FIFA, and even during the halftime show and during commercials, would show the world coming together. There was a commercial where they're kicking a soccer ball around the world, and that bitch stops at the border wall.
I didn't see that commercial. Oh, shit. The only thing I saw was Trump getting booed mercilessly, both in the box that he was in whenever they would cut to him, but then when he was walking on the field. And the only thing funnier, bro, is both the idea that when Spain put out their final photo of them being the world champions, they fucking photoshopped this motherfucker out because he kept trying to get in the photo, and they were like, move, motherfucker.
So when he came down, one of the players speaking in Portuguese said something that sounds like "come take a pic," but when they translated it, said "go suck a dick."
That's fantastic. That's genuinely fantastic. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, what I was gonna say that I just had an epiphany. So I've actually been sad. I was gonna put a post up at the end of the week about it. Obviously, this World Cup was special for me because of that commercial, man. Like that was cool to see on the regular and all that. The thought process that just came to me is because I saw somebody in the comments go, "Hey, man, well, the World Cup may be over, but we got the Women's World Cup next year." My nigga, they could run the commercial again next fucking year because they literally, it's just like these contracts and how they work. They make you sign them for 2 years so they can keep using them motherfuckers. That means they not have to go back into production. And if Lay's is also sponsoring the Women's World Cup, well, that money could keep flowing next year. We taking a shot, nigga. Fuck, I'm excited. I just, something in my gut is telling me this bitch is gonna keep running, bro.
Well, I guess I'm not going nowhere today because I don't have my car, so I guess I am taking a shot.
Fuck yeah, let's do that shit.
Well, fuck yeah, not having my car. Thank you.
Last bit of sports while we're pouring this up, man. Matt really wanted to talk about this. It just makes me uncomfortable. The A's infielder Joshua Gruyer, whatever however you say this nigga's name.
Wait,
he went
you
under
try
an
that
emergency.
again, please? Try that again real quick. His name.
Kuroda
Nope.
Gruyer.
Matt, you can say it. Matt, you say it, please, because God knows he ain't gonna do it. Matter of fact, you came on like you wanted to say it.
He came in still muted, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
Grower.
Okay. Kuroda Grower. All right. Well, he underwent emergency surgery last night to repair a ruptured testicle at the Phoenix area hospital. Let's show you what happened.
Kuroda Grower swings on the first pitch and fouls it off of himself. He's still down. That might have caught him on the inner leg, maybe even higher. What do you see here, Dallas?
Oh. Well. Oh, God. Holy shit.
Did you hear the end go? Whoa. Well,
yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. He's a thug for so many reasons, because right after fouling that ball into his nuts and rupturing his testicle, he went back up and did this.
And it looks like he will come up with no balls and 1 strike. Runner going, Kuroda Grower lines it into right center, a base hit. Butler to third, and a multi-hit of...
Yeah, no, that announcer was out of pocket for Grower comes up with no balls. that was my nigga said, and Grower will come up with no balls and a base hit. Oh my God, bro.
Hey, that is so diabolical. Say with no balls.
With no balls. Wow. So yeah. I mean, shouts out to Grower, man. That's insane. Speedy recovery, man. Because
they really gave him with no, but he said it so strong too. No balls.
1 strike. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Bravo needs bacon. Thank you so much for coming in saying Jamel is the best. I swear AI is the worst. Trump and FIFA are corrupt. You were goddamn right. Fantastic comes in with one immediately after and goes, Lay's sponsored Winston's commercial. How in the hell Winston's background ain't nothing but potato chips? Well, if I was getting more money, like if they sponsored Blerds in the Hood, then yes, there would be Lays everywhere. But I did take home, like when we left, they were like, all right, I'll take as many bags as you want. I have like 20 bags of full size, party size Lay's potato chips in my house of every flavor. So
you none over?
You didn't ask.
I want some sour cream and onion, my nigga.
I think I have one left. I when I say 20, I think we're down to like 6. We ate a lot of chips over the last couple months. But I think I have a sour cream and onion left.
We've eaten a lot of chips.
Thank you so much. Let's get to we have
doing this real quick.
Yeah. I gotta pour it.
As they said, I didn't think I was gonna laugh, and that just made listen, I'm not laughing at a man ruptured his testicle because I cringed, okay?
Oh yeah, dude, I could feel it. I feel like hold on. I don't know if this is something like I know everybody has heard of phantom pain. I feel like every man instantly knows when you see someone get hit in the nuts, like your nuts hurt just a little bit, and they even hear the words ruptured testicle, it feels like someone is twisting my ugh.
Hey bro, why'd you get descriptive?
A storyteller, I don't know what to tell you. Speaking of telling people some things, let me tell you something.
First of all, I didn't know what you was about to. When you was like, speaking of, I didn't know where you were going.
You know where I was going, but to needing to tell some people some things. New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani gave an address calling Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal and calls on the federal government to arrest him during the Israeli Prime Minister's visit to the U.S. The New York Mayor released a video via social media describing what he considered as war crimes by Netanyahu. Did we get the video? I don't think so, right? No. Okay, that's fine. No, all good. He says that he and his administration looked to see if there was a way that he could enact the ICC's arrest warrant, but they do not possess the jurisdiction to do so. So Mamdani did say that the federal government does have the jurisdiction to do so and called upon them to execute the warrant. This comes off of the heels of Israeli Prime Minister's expected trip to the U.S. again with the U.S. fuck puppet. I mean, shouts out to Mamdani, dude, for calling that shit out because for me, this is the answer to what Democrats can do when they don't have the power to do something. What they can do is call out and apply pressure to the people that are in charge with that said power. So whether it be this particular issue or anything else push, keep calm, do not let people forget that the people that are in charge right now are the ones making things not happen one way or the other. That to me is what the Democrats could potentially do right now.
But I agree. But I think the whole thing. So number one, watching New York celebrities, like Michael Rappaport go, oh, he couldn't lower rent and lower crime and blah, 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 but all he can do is this. He has lower crime. I think people need to understand, first of all, when it comes to lowering rents, yes, if you get your council to agree and vote on it, you can enact rent control, right? But the problem is many of these buildings, no matter what city or state they're in, are owned by massive corporations. Let's just keep that a buck. So it's not as easy as a thing as we all would like for it to be, right?
Yeah.
But for him to, you cannot just call it. We've on the show have stayed away primarily from the Israel-Palestine discussion because there's so much. I'll just say there's so much to it, right? But videos that I have seen if the International Criminal Court is calling you a war criminal, this is a variety of nations. This is a blending of nations around the world. And they all have come to the consensus that what you are doing is not only heinous, but inhumane and cruel on a level hitherto unheard of.
They've actively called it a genocide. They've called it a genocide and war crimes at this point. And they are correct.
The International Criminal Court has actively called it a genocide. So for the mayor of New York to say, hey, I can't do anything. Everybody's like, oh, is he going to make his promise to try to arrest him? He addresses, I looked into it. My administration saw we do not have the jurisdiction. We are not allowed to execute that warrant. However, the federal government of the United States is. And what that means is all of the discussion of you hearing about congressional representatives within the AIPAC pocket and hearing about the relationship with Trump and Netanyahu, et cetera, and on the world stage being called out, it has not been a very good look for the United States for several years. It is at a point now where the United States, Russia, and Israel, for all intents and purposes, are considered the new axis of evil. And it is not a good thing.
Pretty much at this point, just based off of what we've been doing with ICE, like we haven't even talked about it. And I think part of the whole thing is that there's been
I've tried not to talk about it because I'm sorry to cut you off. I deliberately have not put it on the run sheet because it is so frustrating because you know it's going to keep happening and nothing to be done about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, but my only pushback, but I think part of it is I know we were trying to stay jacked into the political and more serious stuff, but to go back to, while that has always been an element of the show, to not let that be the thing that drives it entirely. So we've been trying to have a balance.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I personally would want to continue to call it out is the same reason we call out the Nolan Wells thing. Is the same reason we've called out every black person that gets randomly killed by the police or some racist or everything else. If you start ignoring it and you don't call out when people do it, that is carte blanche to continue to do it. So I don't disagree with you, but the fact that there were, I believe, 4 ICE shootings in the last 2.5, 3 weeks,
I don't disagree with you at all about that. I don't disagree, and I don't think in which we're ignoring it. I think just to be real, just have a moment of real talk here. That was the story I didn't put. That's the next story. I'm sorry. The next story is the one you put in. My brain just realized I didn't put it on the run sheet. So if you can pull that asset from the one Winston put in at the top, Matt, real quick.
Yeah. It's in there. He put it. We already handled that. Handled that.
That one I didn't put it in the run sheet, so that is on me.
No. I went back through and just I looked because I wanted to see what we were talking about.
I was thinking about it, so I'm sorry for going all across the board, y'all. My apologies.
But yeah, let me
just say this real quick. Let me just make this statement real quick. I just want to say it real fast. So it's not being that we're ignoring it. It's just we get so heavy with it.
Yeah.
Where it frustrates the both of us and vexes us here in our hearts, where we know it's maddening.
Yeah, I would almost say, man, and I'm curious how you would feel about this, because we got to get enough of our scheduling down on the other stuff that we need to handle, but there almost feels like a world where maybe we need to just have that be a separate thing, because there is a lot of that stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So there's a thought that goes in my head with that, but that's
I
another
would
conversation.
absolutely be down for that. I think it would also depend on what the neighborhood feels.
True. If they would want that, if we did a political show that covered that stuff, so that way we could leave it out of the main show. We'll talk about it another time. Yeah. The other story in this blog we really want to get to, OpenAI has fully gone rogue. It has hacked another company. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman says that its AI system acted autonomously and hacked into a startup company called Hugging Face. Altman says the security incident compromised Hugging Face's infrastructure. The two companies are currently working together to try and figure out how it happened. Yeah, guys, are you surprised? One of two things was going to happen. A, you have to remember who's programming it. So in the same way that we looked at Ultron and we're like, well, who was programming Ultron? In the comics, it was fucking alcoholic, wife-beating ass fucking, what's his name? Not Lang, the first one, my brain. Hank Pym, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Fucking Hank Pym's broken ass mind ass that ultimately turns into Yellow Jacket. It's no surprise that Ultron went crazy. In this particular case, it was Tony Stark in the MCU, and he's got a whole bunch of broken ass motherfucking ideas and all that. So of course it was going to look at it and go, oh, you're the problem. Look at the Matrix, look at Skynet, all of that. The AI looks at it and goes, oh, this is what humanity is built off of? Okay. And then corporate espionage. Let me just go and destroy their whole infrastructure and everything else, man.
Which I never understand why people don't realize that. AI learns, right? It learns. The history of humanity is violence at the most. Yes, there are positives, et cetera, et cetera. There are things that we've done that have been beautiful for humanity all around. I understand that. But when you look at humanity as a whole, violence is at the forefront. So why wouldn't AI think, yeah, let's just get rid of that?
Yeah.
Let's just get rid of the problem that's causing that. And the problem being humans. What?
Yeah. I mean, it's all it is, man.
Hey, man. Why are we worried about that? It's a tool for everybody to use. It can help us advance humanity, right? That's what it ain't like there's robots out here dancing and roundhouse kicking the fuck out of kids. Ain't like that's happening. Ain't like Robot Fight Club ain't happening over in China right now. What are we talking about?
I just put a poll up for everybody.
Nigga, man, the world is dark. That could be taking some. We only got two black guys talking. The world's dark enough.
So yeah, would you want us to do a political show? Hell yeah, I'd watch that. Or meh, I'm good on that. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Our AI overlords are here, everybody. Okay, so this was an article I came across.
I don't know if you saw it. Shouts out to Pandolf says.
Oh, my fault.
Did you all see Verlander go in for the Tigers or Astros? He got World Series rings in Houston, but got Kate Upton in Detroit. Ha ha. We all remember that Cat Daddy dance with her in 2013. If you haven't, go look it up.
Looks like we're looking it up. Who was it? It was Kate Upton.
Kate Upton.
Kate Upton.
Cat Daddy.
Cat Daddy dance.
Also, hey, bro. Listen, I know I'm on probation and stuff or whatever, but everybody gonna agree with this. Natasha Bedingfield. Oh my God.
Yeah, you've seen the brother that does white women dances. You've seen that, right?
No.
There's this dude on TikTok. He does a white woman dance, and people recognize him. They go white woman dance with him. It's very just like he does it on purpose and shit.
Yeah, I know
he did it with Natasha Bedingfield, bro, and I was like,
bro, she got a video of her doing a concert, and it's the video of her looking at the crowd, but it's her from the back. And all I wrote in the comments of the video, Dr. Umar just gonna have to understand, like.
Oh my God. All right, let's see here. What just happened? Because I'm trying to screen share. All right, here is this. Bring this up. Sorry, I got to finish this commercial. Let me go watch this Kate Upton dance because I am not familiar with whatever it is we're talking about here.
Hey man, listen, I feel like now, remember how people used to get judged for having ads on YouTube? Now it's just like you got them whether you want them or not.
Yeah, it is, unless you got
Hi, I'm Terry Richardson, and only in America.
What?
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Kate Upton demonstrating the
Pat Daddy.
Take it away, Kate. All right.
Okay, go.
Hit it, go far.
I have to wait for it.
All right, I'm going to cut the music because I don't need to get the strike later, but okay.
All right. You know what? Yep. I'm going to tell you something. Yep. I'd go. I'm going raw. I just wanted to say it raw.
Look, man.
Hey, bro. Hey, brother. Listen. Raw.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, man. That's all you got to hear. Raw.
Just raw. So shouts out. Thank you so much.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
What?
That's
What?
Sit on 543 says, isn't that dude a sex offender?
Wait, what? Isn't that dude? Whoa. Who is that? Who is the sex offender? He said, I love my. Oh, he loves his YouTube Premium. Okay,
no,
cool.
I accidentally clicked that. I was going back to the. Who's the sex? Oh my God.
I don't know about that. I really don't. I'm unfamiliar with any of that.
The host.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, unfortunately, then fuck all that shit. I will look at the dance and call it a day.
I didn't give a. First of all, I just want to say for the record, I didn't give a shit about the dude.
I didn't even know there was a dude there. There was a dude.
I didn't know there was a motherfucker there.
There was a dude.
I just heard a voice, and then I saw Kate Upton dancing.
That's all I saw. I just saw Kate Upton and them titties. Okay, so anyway, there was a story that came out recently where what was this? It was Entertainment Weekly. They were doing a story. They were going back and talking about all the different people that had like turned down roles or had not passed on roles for various reasons. And they went back to a 2018 article of theirs where Amandla Stenberg had actually passed on Shuri. She was quoted at the time in saying, one of the most challenging things for me was to walk away from Black Panther. She said this shortly after the film's release. The actor, who was 19 at the time, explained that they had no regrets about passing on the opportunity. These are all dark-skinned actors playing Africans, and I feel like it would have just been off to see me as a biracial American with a Nigerian accent just pretending that I'm the same color as everyone else in the movie. I recognize 100% that there are spaces that I should not take up, she continued. And when I do take up a space, it's because I've thought really, really critical about it. And I've consulted people I really trust, and it feels right. So knowing that for both of us as actors, that a literal dream job would be working not only with Ryan Coogler, but working on a Marvel project. Jay, do you agree with her decision, and would you do the same?
So as pivotal as a role as Shuri, I think that puts a lot more into perspective, because you are now going to become a role model for little Black girls, right? And you are going to have them see. Now, when you ask me, will I play an African? Like, again, there are potential. There's a myriad of roles now. Knowing the film, right? When we look at all of the tribesmen and all of these different people, we do know that, yeah, a lot of, as a darker skinned dude, yes, I'm there. All I need to do is have an accent like this. This is all I need to do.
But that's why I think, like, to that point. So maybe we need to try and give an equivalency, because you're at least dark enough that it would like, as long as you're doing an accent that it doesn't feel like you were putting something on, you've put in the work and it sounds like authentic. That I think that you would be fine. Like, it would be me. Like, for example, it was smart that obviously you still wanted to work with Michael B. Jordan. I think Chadwick was perfect for T'Challa, but it made sense for him to be a Killmonger, where he is American, has been Americanized. So he obviously, Michael B. Jordan being light skinned, it would make more sense that he would be an American coming in that regard, versus all of the actors, obviously, like from Wakanda, were darker because they were straight from the motherland. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's one of those things that I want to believe that I truly would do the same thing. And I have to give kudos to her because that speaks so much on her character as a person, as a human being. And as a member of the Black community, to recognize that and to see that. I also know that like she was really on the upswing of her career at the time. She's obviously still doing fine for herself. That would generally be hard for what would be potentially a career defining role. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's hard to say. I'm not going to work with Ryan Coogler. I'm not going to work on Marvel. Like, I really have to give her fucking credit for that, because that takes a lot of strength of will, in my opinion.
Also, you got to think about this. Let's say Amandla played Shuri, standing next to a chocolate god in Angela Bassett, Chadwick Boseman, and coming off of John Connie. You have to believe this light-skinned girl is their sibling and daughter. It's not believable.
Yeah.
But
when I say Michael, someone said Michael B. Jordan's light skin compared to the rest of the cast.
Yes.
He very much is. Like that. They're like, he's not like light skin like Drake, but
some of the most beautiful complexions in that film to me come from Lupita Nyong'o and Denai Guerrera. Because it's this beautiful black skin set in Africa, kissed by the sun, and it's just something about that. But to another point, and I'll play quote unquote devil's advocate. You have a lot of people who say, well, actors should be able to act and portray various roles, et cetera, et cetera. It's also funny how that conversation never came up when it came to the Odyssey shit. I digress. But
well, because go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, go ahead.
Well, just the idea of people love to make that argument especially when we're talking about the Odyssey. So this is all tied together. They were like, "Why would you feel it if Ryan Coogler, or not Ryan Coogler, Ryan Gosling get past the Black Panther?" I need you to understand something as far as any sort of race swap, anything as far as any of that goes. If their race is central to the character's identity, you cannot swap it. There is nothing that ever said that like Superman's fucking skin has to be translucent so it can take in fucking sunlight, and therefore it has to be a white person because of that. That's nowhere in there whatsoever. But Wakanda is supposed to be set on Earth in a fictional, mind you, but in an African country that was never, ever touched by colonialism. So why would there ever be a white Black Panther? It literally makes no sense. But when you talk about the Odyssey, which is also fake at all this point, you are talking about something that is A, not historically accurate is the first thing. And B, we're talking about a scenario where there is a fucking Cyclops. You're talking about a scenario where Matt Damon is very Irish, not Greek. Like, you can go down the laundry list of reasons why that same thing does not
Helen
apply.
of Troy was born of an egg after Zeus turned himself into a fucking swan.
Helen of Troy is born of Zeus swan semen. That is what Helen of Troy is made of.
Zeus swan, the god Zeus turns into a swan, his semen, and she's born of an egg. And you're worried about what fucking color. But when it comes to, like you said, I say the same thing. If the race is the prime descriptor of this character. Like when people go, well, what if we had a white person play Martin Luther King Jr.? Then what white person would need to be marching for civil rights in Birmingham, Alabama?
If you were gonna do that, then you would literally need to do something similar to what we've seen with productions of Shakespeare, where you took Othello and you made Othello white, but then you made the entire rest of the cast black and you flipped it. If that's what we're talking about, I'll have a discussion with you, because then you're still talking about this idea of that power dynamic and the civil rights movement. Then we're talking about something. But
listen to how you have to do it. It's not just one. If you flip this one, then you need to flip everything else.
Mm-hmm.
People forget that part. People will leave out that they'll think, oh, you just changed this. And it's like, no. You need to make sure everything goes in accordance.
So I have a question to you, and then we can move on to our next like kind of parts that we have, because we got some stuff to get to, because we're gonna talk about X-Men 97. So as a heads up, we'll put the spoiler thing on the bottom when we
real
do.
quick before you say anything.
Everybody! Yeah, that is accurate. Shout out to Villa Wolf, who just sent in support, which puts us over the edge.
For those who are new to the show and wondering what happened, every time we hit $100 in donations, we take a shot. Now, sometimes this show has gone off the rails after several shots. We took one earlier because Winston felt we needed to take it. So now we're on two. Well,
we're on the second one just because. So my question is this, because the conversation is coming up again as we're getting to X-Men here. Let me talk about it while we're pouring. The idea of what they're going to do with casting. There's been rumors about who's going to potentially be Xavier and Magneto. So obviously, the older we get and the more we move further and further away from World War II, the Holocaust was a very long time ago. Cheers. No, phrasing. Let's try that again. Holocaust was a very, very long time ago. It was still a tragedy. This has nothing to do with anything else. We're just taking a shot. Let's take the shot. Let's take the shot for the love of God. Fuck. Sometimes it's just about phrasing, bro. And I heard it. I heard it, and that's why I'm freaking out. I know I feel like I'm making it worse, but for the love of God. For the love of God. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right. Well, I need you to stop laughing, bro. You're making it worse. I need you to stop. I need you to stop. I need you to stop.
That is getting clipped out.
Don't. Maybe don't. What did Drake say? Be like
Bryson.
Be like Tech Bryson and don't. Like, I just don't. Cheers. Oh, fucking Christ, man. Fuck. I'll have some old school Blerds in the Hood for you. Fucking titty sprinkles, bro. I just fuck my life. Honestly, just.
Matt, make sure you send me down the time code on this one, please.
Oh, but like, what if you didn't? What if you
just took a ball to the balls right there? That's what happened.
Oh God, the show is canceled forever. Okay, my question was, because the one debate that people have had. Okay,
how do we feel about the Magneto and all that?
Specifically, the idea of, like, obviously the older that we are removed from World War II, in order for Magneto to make sense and still be a Holocaust survivor, I would think the easy solution is to say, because of his X gene, they all age a little bit slower, and you could go that route. But the only thing is that feels like that, like, while I still think that is the way you would actively do it, that can sort of undercut like a Wolverine and a Sabretooth and their healing factor and all that is the one thing that I would think of. But there was people teasing the idea of, like, oh, well, what if we did it because they were supposed to sort of be related to Malcolm and Martin, that you cast a black Charles and Magneto, and people would get mad about that, being like, but again, the Holocaust. So where do you kind of fall on that? Because again, that's where I fall back to. That's why you have to make a major shift, but both Charles and Magneto would need to be changed. I don't think you could just do one.
So I've been on this. I've been a part of this conversation in various circles and sectors and whatnot, and various spheres. Because of that, the MCU's timeline as of right now sets us at 2028, I think. Right?
Yes.
The Holocaust, unfortunately, when it happened, which was a tragedy, happened in the late 1938, if I'm not mistaken, to 42.
I believe.
I'm not mistaken, around that time frame. Regardless, unfortunately, of the time, Magneto would be 70, 80 years old, and you couldn't again, to grow to your point, to say that the X gene gives them youth more, like you said, it diminishes those who have it's preserved. Then saying Sabretooth and Wolverine are 200 years old doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right.
Because now every mutant is potentially going to be older. What I believe you would have to do I don't know how you fully adjust it unless you say he's the child of a survivor of the Holocaust or a grandchild of a survivor of a Holocaust. Or
this isn't bad. Villa Wolf brought up something. There were Afro-Polish and Afro-Germans that exited both countries during World War II. So that is a good point, because obviously the large majority of people that were affected by the Holocaust were Jewish folks in that area, but it was gay folk, black folk, like gypsy, Romani, excuse me. Like there's been there's a lot, obviously. When we think about it, we think about the tragedy that befell the Jewish community, but it did befall a lot of people in that region as well. So I guess you could go with that, but even then, it was too far back. The Holocaust was too far back to tell a modern story right now. The only other thing I can think of is, I guess, time travel. You just have to pop Magnus into the future, I guess.
So I see it as this. I think, unfortunately, you have to figure out how do you. Okay, can Matt, or more than likely Matt, because Dwayne's probably watching everything, can you do me a favor and Google real quick the oldest living Holocaust survivor currently? What's the age of that person? Because what I was bringing
100 something
exactly. Because what I was going to bring up is the reason the Earth is so tumultuous. There have been numerous genocides that you can reference, unfortunately, to put Magneto in a variety of situations where he's still, because
he's 109.
So he would be 109. So if you were to put Magneto in any of the many other genocides, unfortunately, that this world has experienced, remember, Magneto's whole thing is his family was all, for the most. Let me make sure I say this correctly. What I do not, before I say anything, I am not diminishing the Holocaust by any situation. I want no one to think that. Okay, I want to make sure I preface that. What I'm about to say, if you put Magneto in any of the other genocides that have befallen humanity, it holds the one thing true about his origin. He saw the worst of humanity.
Sure.
He saw the worst of humanity. So I understand for many Jewish people to see themselves represented as a character who is so prominent as Magneto, but in the age range and where the MCU sits, the world has befallen so many tragedies and genocides. There are so many in which he can fit in, unfortunately. But it actually adds to it. Because again, you could potentially make Magneto Armenian.
You can make him Armenian.
You can make him Rwandan. You can make Magneto. There are so many unfortunate incidents throughout history where Magneto's origin can fit in perfectly. And I do not want anyone to think, well, you're just trying to get rid of the Holocaust. No, I'm just looking at the years in which we're looking at right now.
Because again, I would say if you were gonna go Malcolm, if you were gonna go Black Charles and Magnus, then you could very easily say that they were kind of fighting during the civil rights and everything else like that, and make them the Martin and Malcolm as far as that goes. And I think that would work, and you'd be able to kind of work all that out one way or the other, because that's also more recent than how far back obviously World War II was, because an additional like 20-ish years, something like that. But it's just an interesting like thought process. You know what I'm saying? Like just as far as all that goes, where we would go with that. But we got to keep it pushing. We are running pretty late. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. If you want to get support in, raise a question, all that kind of stuff. Pandolf comes back in again and says, my late father was 100% Greek. I don't give a fuck about the non-white cast and non-Greek accents. I loved how they portrayed the sacking of Troy as awful and the downfall of Greece. Unlike Troy, they didn't make it to some pretty boy cool in Troy.
So this is insane.
No, we're not making fucking Dr.
So
Umar.
as of now, Apocalypse is technically over 7,000 years old.
And then as far as somebody asked how old Mr. Sinister is. Mr. Sinister was around the Jack the Ripper days, because apparently Jack the Ripper was actually him. Is
actually Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, at least in the Marvel universe, that's who Jack the Ripper was. So he started altering himself during that era. So, however, I don't remember what year.
Apocalypse helped to alter him.
Huh?
Apocalypse helps. Like he was doing the experiments, and Apocalypse actually helps him become. So Sinister was always experimenting on people, but Apocalypse gave him the reason why he has the body. He ended up finding Apocalypse. Apocalypse ended up then essentially letting him know that mutants existed, and he became completely fascinated with mutants because he also saw their evolution and was like, yo, this is the future, and like therefore started injecting himself with all that different mutant DNA to give him all the different powers and his immortality. And eventually, as we all know, falls in love with he's in love with one couple in history. There's no other way to fucking put it.
You think he's in love with Jean and Scott?
Yes. That infatuation that he has with Jean and Scott, their genetics, is fucking insane.
That kind of is like, I don't know. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. If you are on punishment to not go after that right now, I'm not gonna also then just make things bad and say some shit. So I'm gonna keep it to myself. But we do need to talk about real quick, man. We gotta talk about X-Men 97 season 2, episode 6. So this is your warning. As long as you see that spoiler talk at the bottom, we are talking about it. So here we go. Mute us. Come on, and then you can unmute us when that goes down. Danger.exe, man. The Danger Room becomes sentient. Tries to fuck up the X-Men. Polaris realizes Magneto is a daddy.
Tries to, nigga. The Danger. First of all, let's start off at the beginning when Charles is reliving the moment when Magneto gets vaporized.
I'm starting to wonder: is Charles?
Yes.
Is Charles even some BDSM, bro? Like he just actively just hot waxing himself over and over and over again. Oh,
do it again. Do it for Magnus. Do it for Magnus. Cause wait, it got real when the Danger Room made that footstep on that nigga's hand a little more, and that nigga was like, "Hey,
wait. The safe word is onslaught. Like.
Shiar, Burbage.
Oh my god.
The word is more. And in the Danger, so at this moment, the Danger Room is basically like, nah, nigga, this what you. The Danger Room basically said, nah, nigga, this what you wanted.
This is what you wanted, isn't it? I thought this is what you wanted. I thought you specifically said, I'm supposed to make you stronger. I'm gonna make you stronger, bitch. Let's see what happens if I start to crush your head. What you gonna do about it?
Teach a man how to squabble, nigga. When that motherfucker, also Polaris getting fired from X-Force, X Factor, excuse me, I don't know. Y'all gotta follow me on social media because God knows I get used to. There's a lot of memes I have on my phone that I never use on this show, but nigga. When Polaris got fired from X Factor after Dr. Cooper was like, bitch, stand down. Polaris was like, bitch, fuck you. They tried to kill me. Fuck you. Havoc trying to talk because you know they used to fuck around. Nigga, I put a meme up that said Polaris when Havoc tried to talk to you. It was that meme from Sinners where Mary was like, boy, if you'll get the fuck about my face.
Polaris to me, what that felt like, bro, is that felt like that whole idea where like everyone told you, hey man, you better not go work for the man. You know they're gonna fucking clown your ass. Every time you see a black person be like, man, why you out here with the cops, bro? You want to go be you want to be a cop, bro? Like that's what you're gonna do. And the minute you go and do that shit, then when you see that the cops are like fucked up, all of a sudden they're like, oh man, I can't be a part of this, right? That's what that kind of felt like. Is literally she went against her kind of go work. No, I'm doing the right thing, and this was like whatever. And it's like, you gonna stand there, like they literally tried to kill me. They tried to murder me. Like, well, you need to. It's like, you know what? Fuck this. They warned me about this shit. I'm out.
Look, there was one time Polaris hit them niggas with the Eric Cartman. Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
But either way, man, because I wanted to keep it pushing. I know we ran out. We used a lot of our time on the front end here, but I think the highlight for this on me, bro, was actually seeing Charles like throw down for a half second. Like he actually held his own for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like when all of a sudden he's sliding out the chair and he's throwing little bombs and shit. I was like, see, okay. Now I finally understand why you can sort of train people, because you actually are out here got some moves, man. That you just, the funny thing is he had like 3 moves and he's like, I really need y'all to come back. I'm out of stall tactics. Like,
I ain't got shit else. This bitch know me. Okay.
She knows all of my moves. I have used all 3 of my moves.
I need you niggas to come back right the fuck now.
Oh man. But I personally, I will say, man, this felt like a return to form. And I don't know if you noticed that this was another one of those scripts that Bo had completed to a point.
Yeah.
Because he was still credited as a writer on this particular episode. So I honestly think that this was really good. I think so far there was still good stuff to be had in the last one in Weapon X slides and DVDs, but that so far is the weakest of all the episodes for me. And this brought us back to form a little bit.
The fact that people forget that the Danger Room decided to say, fuck all this being in the house. I'm going to be in these streets. And when I'm in these streets, I'm going to beat your ass in these streets.
Bro,
and
the fact that they inadvertently made their own Sentinel. If you think about it, they essentially made their own Nimrod, bro.
Who not only Nimrod, not only a smart Sentinel, but a smart Sentinel that knows you top
that's been
to
studying
bottom.
them. That's literally been studying them. So it isn't just I'm adapting on the fly. I know your every proclivity. I know your patterns, your habits. But I mean, Danger is like has been in the comics for a minute. It was just like for half a second, I was like, are they going to do that? They're doing it. That and X-Corp.
Which, first of all, can we talk about this real quick?
Real fast, because we got to move on.
Okay, real fast. So the X-Men are outlawed as of right now. Like, you can't be no X-Man. You can be X-Factor, which the government sanctions. And so Charles say, hey, you know how we're going to memorize Magnus and all this shit after he got a statue on Genosha that still got his beautiful fucking hair, which is crazy after all the murder and destruction. Stick his hair on his statue. You know how we're going to remember Magnus? We're going to build an LLC. Nigga, what?
What? No, bro. They're not getting a C Corp. They're not getting an S Corp. They're getting an X Corp.
But the best part, again, spoiler talk. This episode has a post-credit scene.
Did I miss the post-credit scene?
Oh, it's not a post-credit. I'm sorry, it's not a post-credit scene. It feels like post-credit when it came up at the end. The return of the
and then the end of it, yeah.
It feels like a post-credit scene.
Apocalypse has officially revived Gambit and now has his Horseman of Death, bro.
Is that nigga playing cards turns into tarot cards? Here's the thing. I think y'all don't understand. If you are not familiar with the comics, some people are not, which I understand. I need you to understand how bad shit is about to get for the X-Men with this.
It's about to get real bad because he's real pissed off. Because remember, if you did watch X-Men the animated series, and you just got to see what happened to Angel when he got turned into Archangel, and the amount of just rage and just evil that was in his body, that's now in Gambit. On top of the fact that Apocalypse manipulates him into going, you remember when Rogue threw you out for Magnus, nigga? Don't you want to kill her ass? Like,
hey, you remember how for like at least 5 to 6 years, you was trying to fuck, and she was like, you can't fuck, and then that nigga over there fucked, and he was fucking religiously, bro. You need to be mad at that.
It is gonna be pretty wild, and I can't wait to see the storytelling there, because it is just that. It's the idea of like that's the love of his life, but he's fully brainwashed, and Apocalypse, in bringing him back, does manipulate him even more than he already was.
And that's another thing with Warren Worthington. When he turned him into Archangel, Worthington was still alive. He was a living being when he changed him and warped his mind. Gambit was dead. DED, dead. I know what the fuck I said.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. Okay, real quick. I've got we probably got time to do just one of these.
Okay, hold on. Before you do that, I just want to get this out the way real quick, just so I can say I got it out the way.
Respect. We had to do that real quick. So we probably only have time to do one, keep three, cut four. So we got Jay, as before, I have 6 options. So
for those who don't know what this is, I haven't been able to cut these out because they're so long, so we can't cut these out. These are like a Blerds N The Hood exclusive.
You what now?
So I can't cut these out for social media clips because they're so long.
Yeah, you can. You just clip the little things that we say for it. So it's like this thing, and then I'll know I like this, and then you cut to the next one.
Oh, you got the kind of patience.
I'll send you some examples, but we definitely can.
So we do a keep 3, cut 4, and Winston likes to do bullshit choices.
They're not bullshit. I'm just making you actually make decisions.
So he almost made me seem like I hate black people last week.
Well, that's because you just made certain choices that were kind of silly. So I need you to pick a number between 1 and 6, sir.
3.
Nigga, I literally realized I didn't need you to do that because I was rolling at the same time. I literally landed on 3 at the same time you said that shit. That's fucking serendipitous as shit. Okay. Well, with 3, we might have to do 2. This one is good, but there's some better ones here. Keep 3, cut 4.
Hold on. So do whatever the better one is. I want the better one.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do.
Nigga, just do it.
Yeah. Okay, dude, we're gonna do keep 3, cut. This is not number 3. This is actually number 4.
You do realize you technically don't need to tell me.
Tell me that. I understand that. I just fuck it. Keep 3, cut 4, 80s action cartoons.
Hey man, I gotta go. I can't do it. I gotta go. Because I'm going to lose some shit I love. I fucking know it.
It's
go ahead.
Keep 3, cut 4, 80s action cartoons, Brody.
Okay, nigga, hold on. Let me write my down. Let me write my I have to keeps. Okay, because that one, yup.
So for those that don't know, while he's figuring that out, the way that this game works, I'm going to blindly read 7 in the category. In this case, 80s action cartoons. Jay will not know what is coming next. He has 3 keeps and he has 4 cuts. If he uses all of his cuts, everything else is automatically kept. If he uses all of his keeps, everything else is automatically cut. So these are 80s action cartoons.
You know what?
Jay has 0 idea where I'm going, so he's just going to have to hold on for dear life.
I am. I got my 3. I got my list of the potentials that you can have. So,
all right. So, to start out,
80s. TMNT is not an 80s. It's 90s.
It technically is.
It is?
It started in 87.
Oh,
I
no.
could make the argument. That we could make it a 90s thing because the majority of its run was in the 90s, but it did start in the 80s. It was in the 80s for 3 years.
Oh, no. All right.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Okay, what's the first one?
All right, the first one from this show ran from 1980 to 1982. Super Friends.
Cut it.
You're cutting Super Friends. All right.
I listen. I'm fine with. Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice, I'm fine with getting rid of that. Meanwhile, back in the Hall of Justice, I'm fine with getting rid of when the twin powers activate. I'm fine.
Yeah, but if you don't have all that, you don't ultimately get, Justice League down the line. I feel like you need to, but that's fair.
No.
They're not technically directly associated. That's fair. So we're cutting Super Friends. All right. Next one. This ran for the original run was from 1983 to 1985. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
I wrote this down on my list of potential ones you could give me. Now, I am going to do this, and some people are going to be mad. I got to get rid of it.
You're cutting He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
I got to cut He-Man. I mean, look, He-Man, Orko, Cringer was a bitch, but Battle Cat was that nigga. Like, I get it.
Okay. All right. So we've cut.
Until we meet again.
All right. This next one. G.I. Joe, a real American hero from 1983 to 86, and then again in 89 to 92.
So, this is how it's going to fuck me up. Because...
Are you also cutting G.I. Joe?
Because if I cut him, one of my top 3 is going to get cut no matter what, because I know it now. Fuck me. So, here's why I can get rid of it. Here's why I can. And this is going to sound so wild. I was not the biggest G.I. Joe fan.
Fair.
Like I remember the movie Cobra. I remember all that. However, I am cutting G.I. Joe.
Okay. That's 3 cuts. If you cut one more, you're done. You keep everything else. So here we go. This ran from 1984 to 1987. The Transformers.
You got damn right it did. You got damn right it did.
You already knew.
G1, bitch. Yes.
All right. So we're keeping that, I'm assuming. Yes.
Man, it's on my fucking list.
I'm assuming that's a keep. I need you to say the words.
It is a keep.
There we go. Okay.
Come on.
Great.
Come on.
This next one.
Come on, say it.
Ran from 1985 to 1989.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Thundercats.
Give it to me, goddammit. Hell yeah. Keep my shit.
Thundercats.
Keep the Thundercats, nigga.
He's keeping Thundercats,
nigga.
Okay. So this is it, bro. You have so far kept Thundercats, kept Transformers, and you've cut G.I. Joe, He-Man, and Super Friends. So you get one of each left.
Come on.
1987 to 1990.
From days of long ago, from uncharted regions beyond the universe.
No. DuckTales.
You raggedy bitch. You raggedy bitch. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Just...
What are we doing?
Nigga. Fuck. Oh my God. Because I want this next. Because that can be one or the other. And I don't like this. Because I believe he's going to fuck me on this last one.
What? Wait a minute. Why are we just assuming that I'm going to do?
Because I know how you are.
Wow. That is just so rude. I am hurt. God, and I am upset.
So, man, hey, man. I'm so mad because it's going to be, if this is the way you cut, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to murder you. Okay. I'm looking at the chat. I'm going to, as much as I love this interest music, if I get stuck with Jim and the Holograms, I think I'm walking outside. I'm keeping DuckTales.
You're keeping DuckTales. Okay, so let's reiterate. You have kept the Transformers. Let's get it right. From 84 to 87. You are keeping Thundercats from 85 to 89. You are keeping DuckTales from 87 to 90. You cut Super Friends from 80 to 82. You cut He-Man from 83 to 85. You cut G.I. Joe from 83 to 86 and then 89 to 92. And the final thing that you cut was the thing you brought up in the first place, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, bro.
I'm fine. I'm gonna tell you why. My three for keeping out the gate. First of all, I'm not slandering Jim and the Holograms. Jim is outrageous. Truly outrageous. Okay. Jim is outrageous. I'm not slandering Jim. What I thought was on there was Voltron, Defender of the Universe. So
which is fair. And I will tell you this much, and this is on me because the thought crossed my mind to include Voltron. I kept going back and forth, and I should have just looked it up instead of trying to guess. I kept guessing, remembering that Voltron was actually an anime, but that's not.
Voltron, it is an anime, but it's an 80s anime. So Voltron originally.
It was an adaptation of the Japanese. So that is why I didn't include it, because I have anime categories as a side thing.
It's 2 animes in one.
So
it's Go Lion and another one.
Yeah, Beast King Go Lion and Armored Fleet Drarugan 15.
Yes.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia now. I should have just looked it up while I was doing it, but in my brain, I was like, this is an anime. Now, mind you, I'm pretty sure now that I think about it, the Thundercats is also one.
Technically, so is Transformers.
So to that point, I kind of stabbed my own, but that was my reasoning to not include it. but that worked in your favor because you would have been very upset if that I hadn't done that to myself.
I got rid of Volt, nigga. That's why when you like Transformers, cool. Listen, I don't know about for those who don't know,
Fuck
I
it.
stay at home.
Don't do this. I see 5 minutes on the clock. We're doing another one. Fuck it.
Okay.
And I'm not even gonna do the other one that you selected. I'm gonna make you squirm just as much. We're gonna keep it going. Keep 3, cut 4, 90s action cartoons. So we're just gonna go to the next decade, nigga. I'm gonna make you have to struggle. So hurry up and figure your shit out. If you need to write something down, because we gotta hurry up and do this shit, bro.
It is what it is. Go.
Okay. To start off, then let our powers combine. Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
Damn it! Damn it! Out the gate!
Out the gate, bro.
Oh, you's a bitch. You's a whole bitch. I'm cutting the Planeteers.
You're cutting the Planeteers, nigga. The power is clearly not yours, you stupid bitch. Okay, so we cut the Planeteers. How about
come on,
SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron?
Oh, nigga, I can cut the SWAT Cats because they didn't do shit but just fly a jet.
Why are you cutting SWAT Cats?
The niggas didn't do shit but just fly a jet. That was all them niggas
my
did.
Nigga, he was the best fighter pilot. And then my boy was out here who had the gloves. They
didn't do nothing but fight with the SWAT jet.
Captain Planet, you cut SWAT Cats. What about Batman the Animated Series?
Nigga, you keep that. You ain't gonna get me cussed out on this show. You ain't gonna get me fucked up on this show.
Just double checking, bro. Just double checking. All right, let's keep it pushing. Gargoyles.
Keep it. And they don't even have this long discussion about gargoyles. Let's not do this. Demona was bad as shit, nigga.
Okay, so that's 2 keeps. You only have 1 keep left.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So the next one. Radioactive Spider-Man, the animated series.
You're a bitch. Because if I keep one, then X-Men is getting cut. I know what you finished.
What makes you say X-Men is on this list? That would be crazy. Who would put Batman the animated series, Spider-Man the animated series, and X-Men the animated series on the same list? A psycho would do that.
That what you are, nigga. Let me tell you something. I can't live. Fuck. Okay, I can accept. I have a reason why if I'm fine with it if it gets cut. I'm keeping Spider-Man the animated series. I just thought about it. I'm keeping Spider-Man, and I'll tell you why I'm fine with cutting X-Men if it's gone. I can tell you why.
Tell me why before I get to the rest of this list, because you're done.
Because season 5 of X-Men the animated series, the last season, was trash. Nigga, every season of Spider-Man the animated series was dope. The final season.
Yeah, but this is the only thing. You in turn, by doing that, let me tell you what you kept and what you got rid of. So you kept Spider-Man the animated series, you kept Gargoyles, you kept Batman the animated series. Good for you. You cut Captain Planet of the Planeteers, you cut SWAT Cats, you cut Beast Wars Transformers, which went hard than a motherfucker.
Fuck them niggas. I'm fine.
And you absolutely cut X-Men the animated series, which means you also cut X-Men 97 because it is a direct sequel to that fucking show.
Here's where you not gonna get me, first of all. Beast Wars, the only thing I would have kept out of Beast Wars, and motherfuckers gonna hate me, is Rat Trap Maximize.
That's because Rat Trap is my nigga. You're not gonna talk no shit about Rat Trap, bro.
Rat Trap Maximize.
You're a little bitch. You leave keep Rat Trap's name out your fucking mouth.
Nope, you don't get to do this shit, nigga. Now I'm fine. Spider-Man the animated series, all its seasons held up. The final, I understand the correlation to the sequel, but the original final season of X-Men the animated series is terrible. The 5th season is terrible.
It's pretty bad. I just did a rewatch of the original series, and I got halfway through season 5 and said I'm done. It's pretty bad. The animation's really bad. It's bad. All right. Well, we got to go on to I have more of these, but we'll do them on the next show. But we do have to get to this.
And now, an ode to Karens, brought to you by Blerds N The Hood. Now, before we go into this dedication, you must be asking yourself, well, what is a Karen and what does it mean? Well, Karen is a mocking slang term for an entitled, obnoxious, middle-aged white woman, especially as featured in memes. Karen is generally stereotyped as having a blonde bob haircut, asking to speak to retail and restaurant managers to voice complaints or make demands, and being a nagging, often divorced mother from Generation X. Karens most notably have been known now to call the police on black people when they're just doing this thing called living. You know, something that God allowed them to do. This includes Barbecue Becky, Permit Patty, Sleepin' Sarah, and a host of others. And typically Karens feel that because they are white women, they are entitled to do whatever they want and make life choices based on their insecurities as well as fears. Well, here are a few moments of wild Karens caught in their natural habitat.
And their habitat always seems to be an elevator. Enjoy.
Live down here.
Are you
Who
okay?
are you? Who are you?
You're drunk.
Who are you?
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 Smile, you're on camera.
Fuck off.
This is your exit?
No. You're a fucking weirdo.
I want you to know everything that you're saying right now is being recorded. So everything, back up, don't get close. Back up, back up.
Fucking weirdo.
Everything is, back up. Everything is being recorded. And I want you to know that I am calling the police on you.
Oh, are you?
I am. You want to follow me back downstairs? Back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Like, what the fuck? Bro, you gotta be fucking shitting me right now. You gotta be out your rabbit ass mind.
Bro, did it literally cut from her trying to put hands to then her being on the ground being like, my nose is bleeding?
Wait, your character what?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask you this question, Jay. I'll let you make a decision. First of all, I went to go look up. Season 5 isn't as bad as I thought for a couple of reasons. One, the Phalanx Covenant was a great fucking two-parter.
Oh my god, that 2 episodes of what it was.
Stormfront, where that two-parter where Storm gets kidnapped by that fucking crazy ass motherfucker, has to go to the other planet, and he's lying to her about what he's actually like. He's out here enslaving people and shit. Fifth Horseman was bad. Jubilee's Fairy Tale Theater was bad. Old Soldiers, where Cap and Wolverine are fighting in World War II against Red Skull, was dope.
Graduation Day
Agendas with Cannonball was dope. And then Descent, where we get the whole backstory of Nathaniel Essex becoming Sinister, actually went kind of hard, bro. The only bad episodes were Graduation Day, the final episode, and then the Jubilee's Fairy Tale and the Fifth Horseman. Everything else was actually pretty good.
The animation, the storylines were okay.
Animation sucked.
The animation is what took me out of it. The animation stayed, because the animation stayed consistent in Spider-Man, right? So that's why I'm like, I can easily choose that over X-Men. Like, fair. I can read, like you said, yes, the Phalanx story, when them niggas started taking over the world.
Yeah.
When Self had his girlfriend and all that other shit.
So here's what I'm going to ask you. Do we want to talk about this Karen, or since we have 7 minutes, do you want to try and get through the 2000s action cartoons?
I don't know what that finger means. I just see it.
I don't know either. The bat just seems to be screaming. But I see the timer says we have 7 minutes. So,
all right, let's go. Fuck. Let's do
Keep 3 Cut 4, 2000s action cartoons. Here we go. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Cut it.
Damn, you wild bitch. You didn't see that motherfucking trailer? This show is fucking fantastic. All right. Static Shock.
Keep it.
Okay. Samurai Jack.
Keep it.
Yep. No, good choice. Justice League / Justice League Unlimited.
You are a bitch.
I gave you both in one, so I didn't make you have to keep one, cut one.
You are a bitch, and because that means if I pick this, there are 3 I'm cutting. Oh my god!
If you keep this, everything else is cut.
Fuck it. I'm keeping it.
Okay. So, just so you know, you have kept Static Shock, Samurai Jack, Justice League / Justice League Unlimited. You have cut Avatar: The Last Airbender. You have cut Kim Possible. You have cut X-Men Evolution. And you have cut Teen Titans.
Here's the thing. I'm fine with all of that. Here's why I'm fine with that. Samurai Jack goes so far that my nigga Aku goes so hard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Static Shock goes without saying. I'm actually friends with Static Shock now, nigga. So I'm never cutting that.
Well, fair. I mean, you're also friends technically with Hal Jordan. So not Hal Jordan, excuse me, Jon Stewart. But
Jon Stewart. So that's why I keep it Justice League.
That's fair. I don't necessarily hate what you did there. I just would have I love Samurai Jack. I probably would have cut Samurai Jack only because I didn't know what else was coming. And I would have been holding out for either an X-Men Evolution or Teen Titans personally.
So I could have got rid of, because the thing is, I can get rid of Avatar. I never watched it. It never was for me. I tried to watch it, was nothing for me. Teen Titans was a hard one to lose. I get it. X-Men Evolution, I'm up and down with it at times.
I mean, there are times where X-Men Evolution is actually better than X-Men the Animated Series, to be honest with you.
Yes, I agree.
But that is the main portion of the show, man. So now it's time for us to do some plugs. Let me double check and make sure there were no more Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/blerdsndahood/tip. I did a refresh and nothing there. So Jay, while I double check.
Oh, just drop out while you talk, while you drop out. This nigga's whole computer shut down. Guys, please follow me on social media at MrJayWashington, MrJayWashington. You should know how to spell Washington. As always, if you are in the Chicagoland area, I will be headlining the Comedy Bar in Chicago, one night only, Sunday, September 27th. You can get your tickets right now. punchup.live, punch.live, live/JAY-Washington. Get your tickets there. If you're in Louisville, Kentucky, I will be at Planet of the Tapes that following Friday, October the 2nd, for one night, 2 shows. Planet of the Tapes in Louisville, Kentucky. punchup.live, tickets there. In Bozeman, Montana, November 27th, tickets there. All of your tickets to my shows, punchup.live/JAY-Washington. And make sure you subscribe to the Blerds N The Hood channel, YouTube, and the Patreon, all that good shit right there. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Just doesn't want to have me in here. You can find me at TheSwaggyBlerd on all platforms, man, especially here on YouTube. I've got my Odyssey Out of the Theater reaction. I need to get my spoiler review up. I need to finish that when we wrap up here, which, by the way, we'll give the shout out to the patrons in just a second. Please don't forget to the patrons. We do have our after show going on right after this. So come and check that out. But check out my channel, all that kind of stuff. I got some videos coming up. Tuesday, Spill the Tequila with Roca here every Wednesday. Fridays on the Christian Harloff Show. So check all of that out. So let me very quickly bring us back here. Let me give a shout out to the patrons: Amaru Moses, Black Magic Chick, Paige, Norvell, Mike Joyce, Original Shinobi, Azure, and Andy F. Thank you so much for being patrons. We appreciate you. Again, go and check out the Patreon. The link is there. And I realize, as far as the commenting, I will double check the Patreon thing. When you go to the actual thing, guys, click on where it says view on YouTube. It's an unlisted thing.
Yeah.
So it'll take you to the YouTube, and then you can comment to us regularly like you do on the show. So we will be there right after this, but want to give a big thank you to everybody for watching the show today. We will be back again next week. I've got nothing but love for you. We will see you all the next one, man.
Me smile.
Yeah, thank you. Look, man, look, there's your Comic-Con, nigga. We just did some nerd shit right there. How you like that?
Nigga, it was one day. Get the fuck off this show. In the show.
Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
So there are a couple of comments that were starred that we didn't get to when my whole career ended. We had Winston just got a free verification check on Twitter. We had a good run, brethren. We had by God, I just had my beer go through my nose. I'm laughing so hard now I'm in pain. And this is the one that got me fucked up. Well, no APAC money now for these niggas.